What's up, guys? It's my trade recap for March 20, 2025. So coming into today, I looked at my 4 hour chart and I saw that we're in an uptrend, but we were in kind of like a retracement. So there were three down candles, but we were still in an uptrend because we didn't close below these lows. So even though it looked like we're going down on the 4 hour, we didn't close below the lows. So we're still in an uptrend. On my 4 hour, I marked out this 4 hour imbalance right here, and I saw that price respected it on both these candles, the 9 o'clock and 5 o'clock candle respected the 4 hour imbalance. So I put these as my draws on liquidity today, the 4 hour lows and these 4 hour highs up here. On my hourly chart as well, I saw that we're also in the downtrend. So my trade idea today was that alright, so I saw on the hourly we had this imbalance right here. So if I mark it out right here, I saw that we had this imbalance as well on the hourly chart, which got respected by the 6 o'clock and all the way to the 8 o'clock candle. But coming into market open at 9 o'clock, 9:30, I saw that we had this 5 minute bullish fair value gap, and I saw it got respected a couple of times. So I was saying this would be my point of interest for today, where I would want to get an entry down here. The 5 minute fair value got respected, and we saw buying pressure out of it all the way up to these size, and coming into market open at 9:30, we saw that price was doing like a reversal in a way down to this fair value gap as well. So in my head, I was thinking I wanted to get an entry down here once I saw price enter the fair value gap. I was looking for personally for price to enter it and then break structure on the 1 minute, but I didn't get that. So I didn't get to enter off the 9:30 trade, but I waited. Honestly, I could have waited longer to really get my entry, but I saw another opportunity in the market where price did respect this, and this would have been the best trade for me today. But I didn't get that because it was kind of early as well, and price didn't break structure in it, so I couldn't really enter. I never really have much of a confirmation to enter at that time. But when price closed out of it, I saw it created a fair value gap, which is what I decided that I was going to take my trade off of. If this move was not going to go lower than it, I was going to take my trade off of it. So I marked out this 5 minute fair value gap as well, and this was my entry. Normally I would put my stops below here, but to me it was just too risky, and it wasn't really worth the risk to put my stop right here, right at this low where I originally wanted. So I just keep it safe, still in line with my original idea, where the main fair value gap is what I was going to base my trade off. So I put my stop right below it, which was safe to me. This was the risk I had to take. I could have gotten a better risk reward if I put the stop right below the low, but to me it wasn't really worth it because you also have these lows in the confluence as well, and I never know if price was going to just come down and sweep out these lows right here. So I made sure I put my stop below the fair value gap, and on my original trade too, I would have put my stop like right here. So it's still in line. It's just more riskier because I missed the first trade, but so my trade that I ended up taking today was off of this 5 minute fair value gap. I saw price came down into my 5 minute fair value gap at around this time. I entered on this candle. I believe I entered on this closure above at 10:01. I believe that's when I entered. I saw price came down, and I saw it respect the fair value gap. I was just waiting for like a breakout structure outside of it, and I would have been good. So that's what I waited on. I got that entry on this candle. I believe I got it on this candle. I just got a complete I got a closure out of it, and I also got an inverse fair value gap right here out of it. So I entered on this candle, got my fill around here. I tell you where my stop is. So my first take profit were for today were these. Well, originally I had my take profit to be down here at the start of this fair value gap, but to me, it never really make a lot of it. That to me that would be too fearful, because to me it was very obvious that price wanted to go for these draws on liquidity. So I put my first day profit right here instead of down here, and it worked out in my favor. I don't hit full take profit yet in terms of like it actually hit it, but I actually came out of most of my position once I saw it literally almost touch it, which is right here. I could have waited longer, but because it's 11 o'clock, I didn't want to wait much. I didn't want to keep my positions on and wait until like all of this. So once I saw price reach into this area, I took off most of my position, and I have a runner on as well right now. I moved my stop to break even, so if price decides to come back down here, I'll just exit my position and I don't lose any money. But I have a runner on right now, and in terms of what I could have done better today, all right, the first trade I really believe I should have just entered on this move at 9:30. I should have entered right here, but I didn't. To me, it wasn't strong enough. But what I'm really realizing with my psychology is that I need to be able to just accept the risk. So this would have been the trade that I should have taken, and I would have gotten a much better return. But because I wanted more like confirmation, I decided to wait it out, and I didn't really have to get this entry still. It was kind of just lucky that I kind of see it and it happened and it play out. But this was a trade I should have taken, even though it's before my macro. I should have actually taken this trade, but I didn't get it. So the second mistake, which has to do with my patience again. Price came back down here, so to me I could have still waited at 10:11, that right outside of my macro. Price entered the area again, so I could have entered down here again, but as I say, I kind of missed the trade and I already entered, so I wasn't going to get the entry down here, even though this is what I wanted. I had to follow the market today, and it still worked out in my favor because I still made like what I needed to make. But I'm just saying, like, going forward, I should just be able to be more willing to accept the risk. So this area right here, I should have entered on this candle. Once I saw it got the closure above, should have entered and put my stop below these hourly lows, and this would have been a safer trade than this trade that I end up taking. The reason being is because I would have put my stop below these hourly lows, which would have been a better confluence to really put my trade, because if price is bullish, price is not going to close below this low, and it already had a fair value gap. So if price really was going to, if price bullish, price will not even close below the fair value gap. And to make it even better, I had the low right here. So this would have been the safer trade, the better trade to take, but I didn't end up taking it, and I ended up losing a bit of money. So that's what I need to do going forward. Just be more mindful of like the time of day, the risk, and just overall just being able to follow my plan, like my strategy. Like my strategy said once it come to the fair value gap I should enter, but I was waiting for a breakout structure, and I won't always get that. But the fact that it touched my fair value gap was, and it closed above it, should have been enough confidence to me to enter. But this was my trade today. Not much to say though. This I think I made my point. But yeah, this was my trade recap for March 20, 2025, and yesterday was news as well, and today was news as well. Unemployment claims, and we have President Trump speaking at 10:40. So this is my trade recap for March 20, 2025.